getting into this particular business, it was very important for us to make sure that we were putting out the most authentic product. Sugarlands Distilling Company is a fantastic distillery in downtown Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Our goal is to spread across the country. We would love your help in doing that.
Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the ISCA Super Cup Series. We are live from virtual Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, and it's going to be a hot one tonight as the ISCA Super Cup Series goes round and round and round. 313 laps of this badass track. It's going to be a good one. And Big Al, are you ready for tonight's race?
Skippy, I'm with it. I'm ready. Let's get it on. Small field with big dreams. Why not play the Coliseum, they said. I said I'll see you there.
I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you again for joining me up here in the booth, Big Al. And down in the truck, it's Kobe Jordan pushing the buttons and pulling the levers, making it all happen from down under. And as you can see here, we have stands full of ghosts right now in the Bristol Motor Speedway, the ghosts of the Romans of ages past, here to see one more great chariot race around the great Coliseum. And I, for one, love a good race here. I think that we do have a little Field of Dreams, but that Field of Dreams is one with some racers who are, glad to be here and happy to race tonight. We've seen them going around right now in practice, setting some pretty good times. So let's go ahead and talk about how things are right now here at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Sugarlands Distilling Company at Bristol. race. Right now, it's about a half-mile race. We're going 3 stages tonight, 66, 113, and then 200 laps to 313 after that. 7 sets of tires, 185 laps in the tank, so that's a pretty good chunk. We'll see how things play out, though. Air temp 70 in the air, 74 on the track. Not too bad. Wind out of the southeast at 6 miles an hour. It's a big bowl, so the wind's got to work pretty hard to get in here. But once it does, it looks like it's going around at 6, 7, 8 miles an hour. Not too bad. Mostly cloudy in the air, but, the sun is already set. The lights are on. So we're going to have ourselves a nice little night race here. Right now, if we look around during practice, there's a little bit of a dust in the air. It's twilight hours, and you'll get a little taste of that here, folks, once the session goes up and you get a chance to see what's going on.
A little hazy out here tonight. I don't know what's going on there on that Tennessee-Virginia line, but I definitely want to, clear that air as much as they possibly can. But, Joe, this is going to be kind of interesting. Late in the season, into the playoffs, and a small field.
Yep. Yes, sir. We are well into the playoffs here. Let's see if we have.
Well, I was going to say at Bristol that kind of plays out in our favor, though. Kind of keep everybody nice and close. Got those points on the board.
That's a good point, man. Very good point. And here are the points on the board. Vincent Crowe, unfortunately, not able to race tonight, but underneath him, a man who is here right now, setting some practice laps. Sean Signori with Mark Sanchez in 3rd, Bacon Zelenka in 4th, Kenny Powell in 5th, Randy Drumhiller in 6th, Greg Wachinski 7th, David Gervais in 8th, Paul Olson in 9th, and Jay Haney rounding out 10 people on the championship board right now. Let's see. Do we have any keys of the race tonight, Big Al? Let's see if let's talk about that.
The first one's definitely be qualifying and track position. Don't forget where we're at. Everybody's be pitting on the same side. That's going to work out really good, but you want to make sure that you get the best spot possible. Next key to the race is going to be manage the single pit road. Like I said, small field, everybody's pitting on the same side. But that can get tricky. So you got to watch where you come in. You got to watch where you go out, because you should still have to go all the way around. Unless you're pitting on the green, then you can just slide right in. The driver's going to understand that. That's something they're definitely going to have to be aware of and manage. And last, but certainly not least, rhythm and consistency. This race scheduled for 3 stages, going to go all the way through the end of this thing. And the one thing going through that first 2 stages, work the bugs out. That 3rd stage, get dialed in. New setup, new week, new track model, new everything. Just bring a positive attitude to Coca-Cola, and I think we'll get through it.
Positive attitude and Coca-Cola. I like that. The 1-2 punch that'll make it happen here at Bristol. We've only got a little bit of time left, and warm-up for qualifying kicks off here. And it looks like, we did get another driver, I think. Yeah, all right. Not bad, not bad. It's going to be a bit of a fuller field here tonight. That 1 car more always goes a long way, especially like you said here at a short track like Bristol, where the Sugarlands Distilling Company race tonight.
Sugarlands Distilling Company.
What is the official mileage count for tonight's race? I need to double check that. Let me just take a quick look. See, that would be the Sugarlands Distilling Company at Bristol. Yeah, I don't have the actual mileage, but we're doing 313 laps at about half a mile a lap.
250.
250 sounds about right.
150.
I'm not here to do math. I'm here to call a bunch of guys going left right now.
Absolutely. You just put it in front of me. I'll read it or I'll say it, but I am not trying to figure nothing out, man. That's above my pay grade.
I feel that. I feel that distinctly.
Not this time of night. Not me. Man, everything's got to be updated here. We'll figure it out. We're all going to get through this together.
And speaking of update, Bristol was part of the big update here. I believe it did get an upgrade as part of the package that's just been released for iRacing. So there could be peril in the air tonight as these guys are on potentially unsure footing. But right now it looks like we're on the planet Tatooine as we're going around. Very dusty, very hazy around Bristol tonight.
Yeah, we're rolling in the back, rolling in the deep woods here, coming in through the back 40, coming up on the back side of the racetrack.
I feel like we're on an airplane in the 1960s right now.
It's pretty hazy. I'm not complaining.
pretty-
I think it's great. I get your reference to the airplane in the 60s. Totally get.
Right? I'm glad. Okay.
Boobs in a tube.
Full of cigarette smoke is really what I was going for specifically.
But
yes,
dentist office.
Yeah,
I remember
any public facility in the 1960s, basically.
I remembered my dentist office. They finally got a sign. This was when everything was going out. And real quick here before we get back to qualifying, the sign said, "There's no more smoking here, and we say this with pride. So if you really need the weed, please take your butt outside." I always remember that when I was a kid. I saw that and I was like, "That's cool."
That's clever. That's actually clever. Wouldn't stop me from smoking, but very clever.
Yeah, it didn't stop me from smoking. I was a kid then, but I finally found the end of one and ran away from it just like everybody else. Mark Sanchez, though, putting it down here tonight, Joe. Looks like he has got his elbows out and came here to actually put on a show. Bacon not doing too bad as he's going to be tucked right there on that outside pole. Kenny Powell's on the track right now, not quite fast enough to get it done, but he is going to be done with a 14.764. Greg Buczynski saw the qualifying effort. That's going to put him in fourth. Jay Haney going to be in the fifth. And Sean Signori, he's going to be the last of the qualifiers. Sean also putting down a 14.813. So difference of about 200 thousandths of a second between first and worst.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez's time is a full 10th, almost a full 10th faster than Bacon's and Lincoln. Doesn't seem like much, but we're doing stock car times here, so a 10th of a second can be a whole lot. Now that's just how things are starting off. So for Mark Sanchez to drive that fast for the whole race, obviously that's not going to happen. Fall off here is going to happen almost immediately within the first 10, 15 laps, we're going to start to see some serious times start to get shipped off of these qualifying times. But let's give it some time here. The air is clearly thick with anticipation as the drivers are getting ready and the qualifying is winding down. Still a few drivers who did not qualify: Paul Olsen, Rennie Drummiller, and looks like David Gervais is still getting his rig maybe ready here. But we're going to be very soon switching it over to the grid. So I think we're going to take a little break here, right, and do our national anthem.
The night time is the right time. Remember what I told all my drivers? Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
Good evening again, folks, and welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series Sugarland Distilling Company 250, 150. We couldn't decide. We couldn't do the math on that one, but welcome back again to the ISCA Super Cup Series. It's me, Jolo, up in the booth with Big Al, and we're going to break down the grid for tonight's race. Starting things off on the pole, it's Mark Sanchez with a beautiful-looking 14.6. He's going to lead things off with Bacon Zelenka on the outside. In the next row down, Kenny Powell is going to be in the third place slot with Greg Wyszynski fourth. Jay Haney is in fifth with Sean Signori in sixth. Paul Olson in seventh with Randy Drumhiller in eighth. And rounding out the field, David Gervais in ninth. And here they come, the gladiators themselves. Getting lined up and getting ready to show off what they can do here at Bristol. Still a cloudy one out. This is more than overcast.
Be there probably for, I'm going to say the majority of the night. Looks pretty clear though, taking that view outside of that Kenny Powell's ride there. Was that Mark?
Yeah.
Sanchez?
That's fair.
No, that was Kenny Powell. We were looking outside of Kenny Powell's rig. Front two guys.
All right.
The grid. Be a party down here at Bristol tonight. What you gonna wear?
I will be dressed to the nines in my finest novelty t-shirt and jeans that I wear year-round.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna be in my Brooks and Dunn t-shirt there. My cavity cowboy hat on. Yeehaw. Straw type, one each.
I'll wear my Bring It Back t-shirt that has a picture of a skeleton standing next to a guillotine. I like metal t-shirts. That's where I go.
That sounds like a party out there. Bring it back.
Bring it back. But either way, it will be a party.
Yeah, we didn't even do picks tonight. I guess
We didn't. Oh my goodness gracious.
it's all good. Get you guys an opportunity to just kind of have a night where you don't have to worry about, wow. Well, it was a good season for you guys, though.
It was indeed. We could talk a little bit now about who we think might win, even if we don't want to do official picks. So the drivers are having their drivers meeting. This would be a perfect time.
Bristol, who you got, bro? You shoot.
At Bristol, let's see. Tonight, I want to say I've got Bacon Zelenka tonight.
All right, you got bacon there. Giddy up.
Yeah, I want bacon tonight.
Who you gonna go with, Kobe? I'll let you go ahead and pick second.
I think I'm going to have to go with my man from the booth in another show. I'm going to go with Siggy this week. Let me just load him in. Caught me a bit unawares here, boys.
Don't worry, you're our most excellent producer.
There
So
we
he's
go.
gonna go with Signori. You're gonna go with, man. God, dang, that's just making it kind of difficult out here for a winner. Man, give me that old Wyszynski on the docket.
I was gonna say you can't go wrong with Greg Wyszynski. I was gonna suggest that if you were gonna say something.
Especially at Bristol. Give me the
Good
old Wyszynski
choice.
on the docket.
Excellent field there. 45, 5, and 7. Your pick 3 for this week, and the Powerball is 9.
There it is. Giddy up. Get the kids in the good britches on. We got to go to the Walmart.
Pack up the babies and grab the old ladies.
Man, this is
That's
gonna
what
be
Neil
awesome.
Diamond would say.
Man, hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching
Well,
you.
You're crossing me up now. You're crossing me up. See, I'm on Brother Love's Traveling Salvation show.
Oh, Okay, sorry. I didn't jump.
You're crossing me up with some Sweet Caroline now, which is an excellent cross-up, though. I'll take it.
We're mixing it up here a little bit, Joe, in the booth.
Ah, good. The more Neil Diamond I hear, the happier I am. So
Really? Yeah.
yeah.
We might have to do a sing-along here a little bit later on once everything gets down to a dull roar. And those drivers out there,
Oh, that'd be great.
stay awake, you know, because it's going to get to that point where it's just going to be like a road trip, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll have to start. We'll have to start playing I Spy out the window.
Somebody sing. Getting her done,
here,
man.
but
Super excited. This is going to be a great one here. Pace car getting ready to get up out in the way, Joe. You're going to take it from there. And I think, man, we're going to posy with it.
I think you're right. Be a little stack up on the inside line there for a second as Mark Sanchez puts it back. Now he shoots ahead of the pace car. Let's see if he can figure out where he wants to start things from here at Bristol as we're going around through 3, through 4 here at the last great Coliseum, getting ready for many, many, many left turns ahead. It's going to be exciting, folks. Get on the edge of your seat. Here we go. We are green, green, green here on the ISCA Super Cup Series.
Pushing down hard into turn 1. Had a little bit of a stack up there at 45. Bacon Zelenka, he's going to get back out of it. Kenny Powell going to be sitting there in 3rd place. He's got to watch out because he has really got a strong pusher. That 7er, Sean Signor, is be trying to reel in his back door. Also is watching back further in the pack as Jay Haney decided, hey, look, this might be a little bit too big of a push for me right now. So he got down, way down to the inside, secure himself a spot for a little bit later on. But Joe, driver's going to have to put the hammer down early here tonight. Stage points are going to matter, and the lower the position to finish, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Stage points are going to matter. Here we got a side-by-side for 3rd place, though. Is a little bit of action. Sean Signori high on the outside. Kenny Powell.
Yeah, had Paul Osen drifting sideways there further back in the back. Looks like he was actually able to keep it going.
That's good. That's good. Keeping it straight. He says he's all right there over the driver radio, so it sounds like we're going to keep things going around. And that brief side-by-side we had for 3rd has evened out. Kenny Powell's won that particular fight right now. He's just a little bit ahead of Sean Signori. Sean himself going to find another position, hopefully to try to make that pass on Powell. Looks like he's trying to get high on the outside, going to try to take that spot away from Powell, give him less room on the outside to maneuver.
Definitely going to pinch him down. One thing he is not going to do, though, he's not going to relinquish the spot that he's got. Signori has definitely been driving hard on this one, thinking he's wanting to get up to the front. He's wanting to get up to the front, Joe, and I don't think he's just going to be, denied by the 24 right now. Now, you best believe that the 24 Kenny Powell does not want to relinquish that spot. So right now, this is probably going to be the biggest race on the track right now for a while.
I think you're right. You're right, Big Al. Looking behind them, there's a little bit of action maybe with Wyszynski and Gervais, but not quite what we compared to what we've got still going on here side by side through yet another lap. Oh, and here comes the pass. Sean Signori takes the pass, takes 3rd place by just a hair. Kenny Powell still right behind. He wants to get that pass right back potentially. I think there's going to be a battle for the inside. Powell looks like he's trying for that position, but nope. High to the outside goes Powell.
He's still going to keep driving around, not wanting this to be over just yet. Kenny paid his nickel. He wants to ride the ride. Sean's saying, no, buddy, your time's over. I want to get on bigger fish to fry. The 45 gets low. The 7 dives low. 3 wide in the corner. 45's real loose, spinning by. Nobody makes contact. Cautions out for the first time right now. That was a big whoopsie. Could have been a lot worse. Think we kept it clean, though. I think the 45 definitely is going to be coming down to get himself a new set of tires, though. I think he did flat spot them all the way around.
Yeah, he burned them all right off, all the fingerprints, basically. 45, lucky that he spun exactly the way and where he did. And no, I'm not going to say it's lucky that he spun, but if you're going to spin, pray everybody avoids you. They all drive around you. No one gets into you. It looks like no one else got into the wall. It looks like Powell got into the wall a little bit right before that happened. Just a little touch, so I don't think I want to attribute it to the 45 spinning. The 45 spinning was all on his own, but now he's got all 4 back under him. Let's see if he comes down. Is he going to take 4? No. Zelenka stays out.
All right.
Unless, oh wait, we're at Bristol. Isn't like
Yeah.
the pit entrance like up here?
Whoa, he stopped on the racetrack. That's never a good
Oh.
sign to see a car come to a complete stop.
Yeah, I don't
Hopefully
like
he's
that.
trying to figure something out here.
Okay, back in action. I know things are a little bit wacky sometimes, you know, folks, with how Bristol's pits are set up. It's a complete wraparound on the inside of the track, and if you're not quite, if you don't know where it is, sometimes it can get a little bit confusing. Like I think it's the entrance is on 3, I think. It's either on 3 or it's on like 1. Yeah, and it probably sounds silly right now. Yeah.
Oh, the entrance to pit road is going to be between 3 and 4.
Between 3 and 4. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize you were.
No, I was just, I was floundering. I was trying to sight it myself, and I was just missing it by an inch there. But it looks like Bacon is staying out still.
How do you know short tracks? Maybe he's good on it. Maybe, you know, he knows what's going on. If he's not worried, I'm not worried. He knows exactly how long he's got to go to the next stage. I mean, yeah, giddy up, go get it.
Go get it. That's right.
Heck yeah. Make it shine.
Lights are out on the pace car. That means everybody's going to get stacked up again. We're going to go back around now. Bacon Zelenka, my choice for tonight's race. Unfortunately, he is now starting things from the end of the line. So we're going to go around one more time before things get started off again here at Bristol. Mark Sanchez and Sean Signori jumping things off here. Sean up 4 positions from where he started today's race. Mark Sanchez still holding on to the pole position during this first restart. There goes the pace car. We're getting ready here. Sanchez and Signori. Signori high on the outside. There's the zone. Here we go.
Ooh, the first 2 got the memo. The second 2 didn't. I mean, ain't it like that sometimes? But Mark Sanchez getting it done here, strong off and away to 7 car, saying, hey, look, I'm not playing in the back now. Signori's definitely trying to get out front. Instead of battling for 30, he's battling for the leads and be clear on the 29. Now we got ourselves a new leader here for the first time tonight.
That's right, Sean Signori.
Yep, putting it down in the balance, coming up on 20 laps in this thing. That's going to be just almost a third of what we got going on here in stage 1. Stage 1 set up for 66 laps, Joe. That's going to be quite a run here at Bristol. So hopefully these guys will be able to get the lead out of it. They'll be able to get these things up to speed and figure out just how to make them go faster.
Yeah, that's right. This is a matter of fun. It's kind of like when you're getting like a little bit of that good crust build up on a cast iron pan. You know what I mean? And you're just trying to season it. That's the term I'm looking for. You're trying to get these cars seasoned to this track, and we're going to be here for a while. And so having a car that's well seasoned to the road, the tires are nice and warm, you know how it feels to get exactly what you need to give it to turn. It's going to be really important to get the car to that point and then to hold it at that point as much as you possibly can.
I like it. Watching the rotation here, it's the 7 cars making their money. Even kind of tight up front, though. Got a flight of 5 watching this one all the way through the back with Wachinski. He's been doing exactly everything that he can. But also challenged for the lead again as the 2-9 man decides to go back down low. Looks like Sanchez decided he wants to take back over the lead of this thing.
Yeah,
really.
So he did.
Uncontested. I mean, it didn't really look like Sean was in a fighting mood. It just looks like these guys had plenty of donuts, and there was just like 3 left on the table. You know what I mean? I'm not going to stab you over a donut. You can take it.
No, that was a great analogy.
Plenty of laps left here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really good analogy, because I can see it exactly as you described it, my friend. There was no battle there. There was no defensive driving. Sean just said, oh, you want it that bad? Take it. Drive your tires off. I'm just going to save behind you.
Plenty of donuts here. You can lead 10, 12, 13 laps. I just want the last ones.
Exactly. I just want the last one.
There you go. Isn't that like that should be the motto? I mean, you can lead as many laps as you want, buddy.
I just want the last one. It's very true. Very true. As the 7 now getting up almost into the bumper of the 29. Probably the closest he's been so far. Wondering why he's applying so much pressure when we didn't see him apply that much pressure earlier. Maybe it's a bit of a change of pace.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because behind him now there is consistent pressure. So that pressure that wasn't there is now there. And that's forcing that 7 car to actually maybe drive a little bit faster than, say, he wanted to. So he's going to do just that. He's going to push Sanchez or he's going to get around him. But he does not want that 24 digging into his heels again. He's already rode that bull and he don't want to try it again.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He doesn't want to get back there too far. He's got about 2, maybe 3 car lengths between the 7 and the 24 right now. It's about 0.4 of a second difference between Signori and Powell. Signori now down to the inside, though, the 29. Looking for the position. Ooh. Zoom! What a rocket shot from Sean Signori to take the first place spot.
That got a little tight. Real tight.
That was a hell of a shot.
He was so tight, he was out of the fight, just holding on for dear Lord, just hoping that he didn't just smash it up against the wall. Because that's the last thing you don't want to do. You don't want to do that this early on. You don't want to tear up those fenders on that car. You don't want to go start snapping those freaking cross members. Car's more durable here, but man, this is a new damage model tonight too, incorporated with all of this stuff. We don't even know what it does yet. I just want to push the buttons. I want to push this button, push that button. Kobe's down there saying, Don't push the buttons. Yeah, I'm a button pusher, Kobe.
Right? They're so shiny. And some of them light up. I don't blame you one bit. As we're going around lap 34 right now, about halfway through stage 1. We're looking for lap 66 to wrap things up here. Mark Sanchez still hot on the heels of the number 7 of Sean Signori up here at the lead. Looking back, though, a little ways, we can see on screen right now the 45 of Bacon Zelenka. A little ways back. He's up, though, from where he restarted this race. He's down 4 from where he started the race overall, but he was our first yellow cause, unfortunately, with a massive self-spin that he managed to drive away from. And so that, back on the road for him. He didn't even stop for a pit stop right there. So his tires, extra buttery, are maybe not doing him too many benefits right now as we see him settling in comfortably right now to 6th place. And yeah, not too much big competition happening right now, except for we saw that battle at the front, which is cooling at the moment. Mark Sanchez not quite putting the screws to Sean as he was earlier, and Sean maybe more driving away with it. Not really driving away with it. I'm not going to say that, because Mark is keeping a pace with him. You can kind of see it in their driving. Their distance isn't growing. Their distance isn't shrinking. It's staying at about a pace.
Got the 43. He's kind of off the pace a little bit. Going to be hanging out in the back of the field. Kind of going to make himself a little bit of a challenge or a target, you could say. Gives the leader something to fixate on besides the guys behind him. 7 and 29 kind of starting to stretch their legs a little bit, Joe. It's like they got back to that calm period. They were right there in the middle of that torrential downpour. Cooler heads prevailed, and now they're like, okay, we can make it at this pace. But Joe, don't get too comfortable.
No,
just like
never.
We're 20 laps out, Joe. Almost 20 laps before this thing is done. And 20 laps on a short track like this, that's go time. Usually when we're on a big track, depending on what the size of the track like Talladega, Daytona, maybe it's 2 laps. 10 laps you engage, 2 laps is go time. Here at Bristol, 20 laps is time to start actually engaging. And definitely 10 laps is go time. It's going to take a while to make those passes, like especially looking in the case of the 24 and the guys that are back there around Kenny Powell with Greg Wachinski and David Gervais. These guys are going to have to close that gap first to get there. Even Mark Sanchez, making maybe a little bit of a hole for himself to climb out of. But this is about that time where drivers are really going to start to focus in on where you want to finish. And you got to start setting that up and choreographing that to make everybody kind of get in step with your plan. You know what I mean? You kind of got to hope that they're all going to like buy your Kool-Aid and then you'll just dance them in a trance, and you know.
Yeah. I see exactly what you mean. Ooh. Signori a little loose up there out front right now. He's in the lead, taking things here.
You know, another thing. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that it looks like there's going to be a little challenge from Sanchez as he's kind of putting, now he's getting just a little bit hotter and maybe trying to getting ready to make that pass.
You know, another thing. This is week 13 in the sim, so there's been no A opens. There's nowhere to go and take these cars on this track to sharpen your skills. You know, you had to do that either with the comfort of your buddies or you were out there racing AI guys, you know. But AI guys aren't necessarily today guys, because I know there's a lot of guys down there tonight. There's Sanchez. He was on the inside making the pass. Man.
Yeah, he wants to hold on to this now until the end of the stage.
12 laps to go, 11 laps here coming up at the line. Perfect time, I think, to make the pass.
Absolutely. It's because now he's set up for that run to the stage. He's got a good, smaller number of laps he's got to lead, less time he has to defend. But the pressure's not on either for him to like pass at the last second. He's done the passing part. Now he switches brains to defense. He's in a much better position now to defend this place, especially with people's tires being where they're going to be at by this point. He's in a much better position to defend this place than he was.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that the 45 doesn't kind of come into the fray. The 43, he is actually going to go ahead and go low to get out of the way. That's sad for Paul, because now he's going to go a lap down all the way through. But hopefully at the end of this thing, he'll get his lap back. That won't be too long, but he's got to put the hammer down now. Otherwise, he's just going to start a trend into a habit.
Yeah, that's not going to go well for Paul Olsen. He's a lap down now, unfortunately.
David Gervais getting on the inside of the 19 of Jay Haney. They kind of hiccup just a little bit. That's going to cost him. Haney's going to get the driver off the outside. He hiccups also. That's going to make 88 stay in it now. Also going to bring a new car into the flag. That's going to be the 44 Randy Drumhiller. He's going to be trying to improve his status and position.
What a moment. I thought that was going to go completely in Haney's favor, but Gervais managed to get in there. Or Gervais, excuse me, managed to maintain that speed and just won the slap fight basically. You know, it's the last person who gets hit that goes down.
Yeah, we're still fighting though. There's gonna be some more slapping going on. There's the 44 Drumhiller. He gets down on the inside of Jay Haney. Haney's not gonna like this. He is definitely gonna regroup and try to fight back. But now these guys are on a run. Paul Olsen in the 43, he's coming down pit road. Sanchez enjoying just a little bit more of a lead over the 7 of Signor. Sean comfortable distance over the 24 Powell. He's just going to try to, right now everybody's just trying to get this thing home. We're sitting here, we got 4 laps left in this stage, 3 at the line, 3 laps left in the stage now.
That's right. 3 laps left, looking for 66. Right now, Mark Sanchez is several car lengths ahead of second place Sean Signori in the number 7 machine. Signori currently leading Kenny Powell, who's not really putting the heat to the back of the number 7 either right now. But I gotta say, Sanchez saved everything he had for this drive. And it paid off.
Ooh, the 44 gets into the 88. Just a little bit of a buddy tap there. Everything's going to work itself out, going to be okay. But that just lets the 88 know that, hey, look, don't go to sleep just yet. We still got some racing to do because these guys got Bacon Zelenka that is trying to reel them in as well. And even though that white flag is white flag should be out, should be looking for the caution here.
Here it comes. Should be any second now. I think after a certain number of cars go over the finish line there and get on the lead lap, get on the next lap. There it is.
There it is.
That's going to be the yellow flag, folks, and we're going to take a short break here on the ISCA Super Cup Series. It looks like Mark Sanchez has won Stage 1, and we'll see how Stage 2 goes. We'll be right back.
Getting into this particular business, it was very important for us to make sure that we were putting out the most authentic product. Sugarlands Distilling Company is a fantastic distillery in downtown Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Our goal is to spread across the country. We would love your help in doing that.
Hey folks, welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. It's me, Jolo, back in the booth. It's stage 2 of tonight's race. We're on lap 72 of 313, getting things kicked off again. Sean Signori is leading Mark Sanchez and Kenny Powell as we go around Bristol Motor Speedway.
Bristol, baby. Bristol under its original form, the original covering with the original lights above us. I mean, what else could you want here on a Sunday simulated Saturday night?
I don't think you could ask for more, my friend. I don't think you could. I love this track. I love the look of it. I enjoy driving it too. It can be a challenging track for its own purposes, but of the short tracks on the circuit, it's probably my favorite of them all. Here comes a challenge potentially from Mark Sanchez. He's very close right now to Sean Signori. This is another situation where he's got to decide, is he going to save what he's got and just try to ride it out to the next stage, which is at lap 113, or is he going to just try to charge it ahead and get as many places as he can up before we even get anywhere near that? Right now we're at 78, so we only got about 30 plus laps left to go for the end of the stage. Not nearly as many as there were in stage one. So I think the question is Mark Sanchez going to save or go? And right now, based on how he's currently driving, I'd say save. But let's see how that affects Kenny Powell.
I think Kenny's just going to stick to the script. At this point, he is thinking about everything that led him to be where he's at right now. And he knows that following the 29 car is going to be his safest bet, because as long as he follows the guy in front of him, he's hoping his other teammates follow him as well. And that's going to lead to Kenny possibly having a good finish.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
Sometimes you in your racecraft, you just realize you don't actually have to race. At this point, you have to maintain, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to maintain the gap between the car in front of him and the distance between the car behind him.
Yeah.
Maintain, killer. Maintain.
Right now, he certainly is. Signori, the gap's about a half second between him and Mark Sanchez, the next closest driver. Kenny Powell behind him, David Gervais in fourth, and Greg Wyszynski rounding out your top five in tonight's race. Another checkered flag moment there. Let's see. Green flag moment there as we keep on rolling through Bristol Motor Speedway. Across the line. Ooh, down to the inside.
Going to come up, just going to stay short of traffic, just on the inside of that cone, but no beneath the double yellow. That means the caution is not going to come out. Can't wait to unpack what's going on with him. Watching that replay on your screen right now as we keep live action continued here. You'll see right there Gervais comes across. Everything's okay, and right there you'll see the car starts to rotate. Tail lane gets out from underneath them. We're right there, tail lane into the wall. Most definitely crushed that left rear quarter panel. Nothing back there I don't believe is going to be other than cosmetic, so he might be okay. Hopefully we can keep that thing just under power here until at least the end of the stage. This stage, shorter than the first, not by much, but this one actually ending at 113.
That's right. We're almost to those triple digits right now, too. We're looking at lap 90 as we speak, almost to the 100 mark, and which means that at that point we'll be 13 away from stage two's end, and then we'll be setting ourselves up for the big 200. Oh, potentially a little wide there. Mark Sanchez losing a little bit of traction behind Sean Signori, but the gap has flattened a little bit. It's gotten a lot tighter right now. Signori is still driving as hard as he can, but Sanchez and Powell both have been able to keep up with not only each other, but are just doing a much better job than they were a few minutes ago of keeping up with Sean Signori.
Amen.
Watching the track now. Looks like Kenny Powell has got some position ideas here on the track he's trying out. Let's see. The speed's on the inside. No, the speed's on the outside here, he seems to think. Which is not a bad decision, but let's see. Okay. Coming around here, lap 97, 3 away. Like I said, from that triple digit, they're going to go kind of fast here. Leading things off, Sean Signori in first place, Mark Sanchez in second, Kenny Powell in third right now.
Kenny kind of chomping at the bits there on the back of the 29. 29's Mark saying, hey, just back off a little bit, just take that third place. But I don't know, that 24 wants to hunt tonight. Kenny's definitely looking at trying to get that thing in some kind of a circle, whether it be a traffic circle or the winner circle. I don't think he cares.
That's a good way to put it. The traffic circle or the winner circle. I like that.
He's due for something. That 7 car, he's getting up the gumption a little bit there. He's going to be starting to reel in the back end.
Ooh. Here comes the 88 around. David Gervais, the lap car, now going down in the lap to the 99th lap. On the 99th lap, looking for his 100th lap still, as he cycles in right between first and second place, but he plays it high to the outside. Ooh, a little too high maybe, just high enough. High to the outside, as he is going to get hopscotched, or do the hopscotching around our top drivers here.
This stage is 113, right?
I believe so.
Roger that. 10 laps to go in the stage. Let's go time, Joe, especially when we start talking about these smaller sequences like this. David Gervais found himself the odd man out there as he made a little bit early contact with the wall, and that right there is going to be singing the song for him for the majority of the rest of the contest, but he still has the opportunity to get the lucky dog at the end of this stage and get his lap back. Paul Osen, the only car that's out of this contest, out of the 9 that started. Paul actually went out. Now he scores himself some 46 laps down, but up front the story stays the same. 7 car, Sean Signor leading the 29 of Mark Sanchez. Sean has a very comfortable 0.7 of a second lead over Sanchez in about a minute, really? About a second and a half over P2 Kenny Powell.
That's a good. That second and a half is doing some work right now. I'll tell you that much. That distance is solid, and he's used it to his advantage this whole race so far. And it doesn't seem like, how do you use just being far away to your advantage? Sean Signori figured it out. Okay, he figured it out, and he figured out how to put distance on people he wants to. But you know what Mark Sanchez figured out? At least what he looks like he figured out as of the last heat that we saw, he really figured out how to catch up to Sean Signori.
Well, I'll tell you
if
what,
he wants to.
The 19, the Jay Aney has figured out how to catch up to the 45. He has caught him. Now, if he can just keep off the wall there and make the pass, he might be okay. The 45 is going to make it just as wide as he needs it to keep that pass from happening. But you can understand that Haney is getting a little bit impatient there, as well as running out of time. There's only 3 laps remaining right here in this stage, so can he make it happen? Remember, we said it takes about 5 laps to make it happen. 3 to close in, 2 to get the deal done. He is at the 2 to get the deal done, Joe.
Oh, boy, here we go. 2 to get the deal done. 1:11. Signori still out in front. Sanchez, then Powell. Powell is in third. Interesting.
Here comes high around the outside, trying to make it stick. This is his last shot. He knows it. You know it. And he looks like he's going to get it done. Now he's just got to hold it till the caution comes out. The 45's not going to just die. He ain't going to surrender, son. Keep fighting. Hold it out there, Jay. Run, Jay. Caution's out. Jay, big move for the score.
Love
Just
to
like
see
that.
it.
Stage 2 in the books. Sean Signor, your stage winner. Mark Sanchez, second. Powell comes home in third. Stage 2 in the books. We're going to reset everything, come back here. Stage 3 will start. And we're going to get ready to see if we can't nurse stage 3 into some green flag pit stops. That's what we'll be talking about. What will you be talking about? Well, we'll catch up after the break.
getting into this particular business, it was very important for us to make sure that we were putting out the most authentic product. Sugarlands Distilling Company is a fantastic distillery in downtown Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Our goal is to spread across the country. We would love your help in doing that.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. We're live for Stage 3, which is going to be 200 solid laps of Bristol. From here to 313, here we go. And here goes Sean Signori out in front right now with Bacon Zelenka in second place, having moved up back to his rightful spot. And in third, it's Mark Sanchez, one of the previous race leaders for tonight's race, trying to see what he can do with Jay Haney hanging out in fourth right there. Pretty good solid stack up here in the lead and a chase for first place. Let's see if anybody can actually put down the heat necessary to catch up to Sean Signori. Right now, he's got a bit of a gap, walking it out as much as he can on Bacon Zelenka. Behind him, it looks like Mark Sanchez and Haney are getting into it a little bit. Haney might be looking for position to pass. Oop, instead, high to the outside goes Haney. Haney is now trying to put it side by side with Sanchez. Sanchez can see him in his mirror. He looks to his right. He sees him outside the car. There he goes. Haney, is he going for two? Haney's trying to do 2 for 2 right now, making the pass on Bacon Zelenka as well. Jay Haney now up 3 from where he started. He takes second place. No way. Is he sliding all the way up to the very front? Yes, sir, from that outside line. Jay Haney goes for the lead and takes it.
Yeah, definitely. Jay starting this thing like a man possessed. Not to be denied his spot on the throne, and here he comes, and now he is our third different individual leader in this contest tonight. Big whops to Jay, starting this thing all the way back in 5th place. Sitting on top of the leaderboard right now. That's maybe my biggest leader, biggest move.
Yeah. Definitely big moves here from Jay Haney. What a series of passes, too. He passed 3 cars in 30 seconds.
Those 3 cars, though, that's going to be the next thing we're talking about, especially around that 29-45 era. Watching Mark Sanchez, Bacon Zelenka, Kenny Powell, these 3 guys are knotted up like 2 dogs on Friday night. This ain't going to end well. Somebody get some water. There it is. Sanchez with the bumper. He gives it the bumper to the 45. The 45 slides down, almost stopping there. Still, he's going to be hung up. That's going to bring out the caution. It's not here yet, but it's coming. He's beached like a whale. I remember that on prom night. Giddy up. Woo.
Beached.
Man, who doesn't like another caution?
Who doesn't like another caution? And we'll stick around for this one, but let's take a look back in the Wayback Machine. See exactly how that played out.
Well, I told you it was coming.
Oof. 29 with a hell of a shot to the 45. Just gets him up high on the outside of the track. Oh, and the 45's check up there into the 44 of Drumhiller. Drumhiller takes some damage from that hit for sure. And the 45 is the geometry just says you're not going anywhere right now. Beached here at Bristol.
Yeah, unfortunately, these cars don't have that much of a flex back there like that.
No, sir. As everybody's coming down now. Just about everybody went down pit road.
They're coming down now. They're coming down now.
It looks like the only person who hasn't right now is Jay Haney, who is still out there. He was pretty far ahead of everything that went down, though, so it makes sense that he wouldn't need to since his last pit was on 115. But now he's 15 laps older than everybody else in terms of tire wear, in terms of drop-off, in terms of when things are going to change for him fortune-wise. It's going to be 15 laps earlier for Jay Haney compared to everybody else.
Unfortunately for Jay probably saw that opportunity coming and going, and then he was like, man, surely everybody's not going to pit, and then they did. But what do you got to do at that point? Only thing you can do is just stick to the plan. He's just got to kind of stay calm, stay in the seat, and do what he's got to do, Joe, because there's nothing he can do about it now. And don't worry, cautions breed caution, so there's a pretty good shot that these guys aren't done toying with each other just yet, and somebody else might get smacked around here in the next 25 laps or so.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It's a very good point. Cautions do tend to breed cautions. They do multiply like germs until you hit them with the Germ-X. But right now, we don't have any Germ-X here on the track. Oh, no. So we're going to have to deal with what we've got. And the very good possibility, like you said, that we will see just a little bit more hard driving and just a little bit more risk taken as we get through stage 3 here, because it just goes to show that these guys are not going to sit necessarily back on their haunches. They're fighting for position during the stage. They want to be in a good position during the stage, and they're still in the position where they're fighting for it. So with the pace car now with the lights off, I believe we will be getting things ready to go here for stage 3's second restart. Stage 3's first restart. There goes the pace car. We're going to get started. Jay Haney, Mark Sanchez in the zone. There they go. We are green yet again.
Yo, Jay Haney doing just that. Put it in gear, and he is not looking back. On a solid run, the 7 cars. Now he is back in, and Sean's got a fresh set of Goodyears underneath him, so it's just a matter of time before he is wanting to display the prowess of those 4 freshies to the Haney, who is on the 19-20 laps now, old tires. Now Haney is really the big bump on the map right now. He is the mountain. Everybody else is a molehill because he has set himself off that way. Sticking to the plan, my man is. We're going to see how that works out for him.
And so far, it's so good. Honestly, he's using a very similar line to a lot of the drivers behind him, but he's getting it down, but not too close to the line. He's riding it about a half a car length or a full car length off the yellow line, about a half car length off the yellow line, and then out to the outside. Oh, I spoke too soon. Those hot tires out from under Haney so fast.
And the track gods giveth, the track gods taketh away. And not only now does he find himself slipping all the way down to the end, fighting one more car here. That's the 44 of Randy Drumhiller. He is going to go by to leave Bacon in that lonely, lonely spot, right? And now he's going to be battling right here to kind of stay there at the tail end of the lead lap. Now, hopefully he didn't scuff those scuffs up too bad, and he can get the heat out of those tires, Joe, and he can kind of stay back in there somewhere. Because remember, you only got to be faster than the slowest car.
Yeah.
Right? That's
true.
what we're going to look at. The 88 car, though, he is having a hard time. You know, David spent some time down over the wall on that last pit stop. 468 seconds to be exact. I mean, he took the bounty. He took the brunt of it. He was trying to get that damage fixed so he could come back out, be competitive. Cost him 20 laps. So, you know, what we thought would normally be a kind of a forgiving damage model, really kind of showing that it's hungry here tonight.
I think you're onto something about that damage model, my friend. We're seeing the hungry damage model as it applies to some of these cars getting just a little bit smacked around here at Bristol. That outside wall has been chewing people up tonight. Let's see how things look.
She's definitely a mistress. You know what I mean?
And I think so, yes. Got a bit of spice to her personality.
Nobody's with her now. Everybody's been with her. And they all left scarred. But she still stands there rugged. I mean, just stubborn.
Very poetic. Rugged and stubborn. Speaking of rugged and stubborn, Bacon Zelenka, had jumped to the pits there, but Mark Sanchez just made the pass on Sean Signori for the lead. And now it looks like Kenny Powell is going to try to make the pass as well on Signori if he's got a chance. But that first pass, that went to Mark Sanchez, and he took that away as Bacon Zelenka now looks like he's going to head to the pits and try to get some of that damage fixed.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Bacon's going to stay in the pits or if he's just going to, park and
hang him up.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see him actually come back out, but it is at this stage, worst case scenario, he balances what he's got going on with the 88 of David Gervais, and he comes out of this thing either with a 7th or an 8th place finish. I don't think we're done tearing cars up yet. I think we still have the probability of definitely creaming a couple Toyotas, and crashing a Chevy and totaling a Toyota or two. I think we got it.
Totaling Toyota, crashing a Chevy. I like that. Who's the other manufacturer in here? Ford?
Ooh.
No? Who is it?
Jeez, boo, it's the Ford. Oh, we're not worthy. Yeah, the Ford, man.
I knew it. Oh, sorry. I'm having a brain fart for some reason. I was trying to think of an alliteration. All I could think of was fold the Ford.
Oh, come on. Now, we're not going to do that.
No, I hope not.
We're going to forge ahead in the Ford.
We're going to forge ahead. I like that. Okay, a little more positive spin.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That works. I like that a lot.
But this one is giving us a lot of talking points. We come here with a whole sack full of laps to run, and just didn't know how many people were going to be chewing out of this bag, and you kind of started with 9 hands in there, and now you're down to just like really 6 good solid hands in there, shoving the laps in their faces, right? They finish this thing. This is one of them big boy tables, though. This is almost like one of them eating contests. You really got to, because it's different when there's a lot of cars. But when you don't have a lot of cars, there's nowhere to hide. So you truly have to go out there and battle this beast as a race team, as an individual, as a driver. You got a lot going on, and we're just halfway through this thing right now. So, for the drivers that are down there that are actually doing the work, they're knowing the only thing that they got to look forward to is just more laps. There's not even another stage break. So even if there is a caution for fuel, even that one's going to be complicated and complex. It's not. There's no easiness or anywhere around this Coliseum.
No, there's no easiness at all. It's every inch of it is covered in spikes, as far as I'm concerned. It's a prickly mistress. It's one that doesn't have a lot of forgiveness. It's one that has almost a specific way that you have to handle it, and the results are often very beautiful. But yeah, this is going to be a race that it really depends on who knows Bristol the best.
Who knows this chick?
She's crafty. She gets around. She's crafty.
With the generation, she's broken hearts. Some of those fellas, she broke the same names. You know what I mean?
I do.
I wonder which track would be considered the true mistress of NASCAR.
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's got to be something that's unconquerable and at the same time beautiful. Something that has always proven a challenge, but it's a challenge that people like to see. I think Bristol might be it.
Bristol hasn't like taken any lives though.
Oh well, I was thinking about that too, and I was like, don't want to say it's a challenge as in like it's killed people, or don't want to say it's a challenge as in just it's a tough, it's a tough as nails racetrack.
What's the track that got Kenny Irwin? It got Adam Petty and Kenny Irwin.
That would be that was New Hampshire.
So New Hampshire has a couple on it.
Oof, yeah.
But we don't generally hear of that. But there's just got to be a track that drivers just kind of have a haze about or an aura about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we always had that one aircraft in the fleet that nobody wanted to fly. Like
the Lemon.
I was a soldier nobody wanted. So you always got that dark out there.
Oh yeah. Well, and it looks like Bacon has disconnected from tonight's race. He has put him up on the bricks, and we'll put the car in the truck, I guess. I don't know how to exactly explain it. He is out.
Man, and now we got these three guys here, nice and cozy. That's going to be the 7, the 29, and the 24. And they got to stay that way. If they can just maintain what they have, I mean, they could actually just ride off into the sunset together.
They could take us all the way. Yeah, easily. Even with all the fall off they're going to suffer from the tires, even with the green flag pit stops, these three, if they linked it up, could own this race for the rest of the race.
And he's going to be doing everything he can to kind of stay in there, but he really put himself at a deficit just by staying out and having so many laps on his tires. Even though that's sticking to the plan, it just sometimes plans change for a reason. That's what we say. A plan is the starting point for deviation.
I like that. Starting point for deviation. I like that a lot.
Hey, look, it ain't mine. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, it's good wisdom.
All right, that it ain't.
Here at the front, Sean Signori, still only about 0.3 of a second ahead of Mark Sanchez, who has previously led this race before. Remember, I think it was Sanchez who was the pole position, correct? He's been out there. He started this race out in first place. He's back in second right now. He's had a few twists of luck here and there. They put him up and around this area, but still, what a drive he's had. and what an excellent idea he's got right now, which looks to be just to get the good draft on the number 7.
I think our 3 leaders tonight have been Signor, Sanchez, as well as Haney. I think those are the only 3 leaders that we've actually blessed here tonight, or embraced, shall I say. Oh, the 44 Nurman getting really socked into the wall there as the leader comes up around him. That's never what you want to see. You want to hope that that guy is steady and stable. But one thing I found out is some of these guys, most of these guys can't hold a drink, a line, or a job. So it's just, you get what you get and you get around them.
Yeah, yep, that's very true. You get what you can. Oh, that's funny. And here we go down across the line, getting ready for turns.
Sorry.
No, you're all good. This is good. So he was saying you're down across the line with Signore. He's looking for turns 1 and 2, just trying to enjoy himself at this point. Find a good groove to settle into with those tires that are older, with that paint, with that rubber that's older. He's got a situation that's just going to be a little bit tough for him, and so I'm kind of hoping that it pays off in the end, but we shall see.
Yeah, that was hopefully not a dig at you in the 44 car there, Randy. You were not what I was referring to. Just there's a lot of things going on around here on the racetrack, guys. Got to be aware of, especially this time of night. 130 laps to go. Who knows what's going on underneath the bleachers back there? Bring the pistol to Bristol.
It's all perfectly chased, I'm sure. Very pure.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Anyways, out here, looks like there might be a challenger. Is Sanchez going to attempt to make the pass? Let's see. Signor is down to the inside. Sanchez, so close, but
So
not quite with the pressure.
So what are your thoughts on this? Is this just like is this a keep him honest gesture, or is this just hey, I think I can pass this guy?
That's a good question, man. I think it looks like from some of the angles we're seeing, it's more of a keep him honest gesture. It's saying, hey, I'm here. If you mess up your line, or if you slow down this line, I'm just going to take your spot. I'm just going to take where you are. But I don't see him pressing the gas pedal any harder on these exits. I don't see him flying in and trying to find a braking zone that maintains so much momentum that he puts it side by side before the end of the turn. Like I don't see that happening right now. And so I think that he's saving. Like he did kind of in the last stage he won, I think he's saving until we get closer and closer to those last few moments, and then we're going to see with 10 or 15 laps to go, that's when Mark Sanchez will try to make his move.
Well, like I said, we always say, you got to be around to be relevant. So Sanchez definitely has a game plan. When these guys came here, you can tell the guys that actually haven't worked out and the guys that are still just kind of out there farting about. Didn't see that at all from the 29 crew. Mark, a solid choice to win this thing here tonight, and I do believe he's gonna be there to the end of this thing. So that's one thing you can say about Sanchez. Really enjoying the fruits of his labor since the split here in this league. Since a lot of the other teams have left, Mark Sanchez has totally made himself a name. He is a front runner, Joe, and not to be confused or even belittled. He is definitely one of the dominating forces in this league right now.
That's awesome. That's truly great to hear. I don't think I knew any of that stuff. And oh wow. That's all Mark Sanchez?
Yeah.
Insane. Well, glad to have him racing with us tonight here. That's impressive.
Because you always just want to know what a guy's going to do when that opportunity comes up. Should the opportunity arise, what are you going to do with it? That's the question. That's what determines all of our matter. What are you going to do under pressure? And you don't know how many times you're going to have to be great. You might only have that one chance in your life, but the question is, what are you going to do when that moment comes? You would like to think that if they throw me the ball, that I would be dependable, reliable, and clutch, that I would take the shot. I wouldn't hesitate, perfect form, textbook every time.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times you don't see that happen in life when the ball gets thrown to people. I mean, unfortunately, when the ball gets thrown to a lot of folks, they fumble it, man.
Yeah.
And you call those guys lots of things. You call them dad. You call them boss. I mean, we know all kinds of fumblers.
Yeah, that's very true, unfortunately. Fumble your way through things, but some of these guys are going to fumble their way straight to the top. Like our man, Sean Signori, he's actually not fumbling right now. He's driving with a lot of skill, and he's managing to hold off Mark Sanchez, and it looks like the number 20, what number is that, 29 car, 24 car.
29 and 24, that's Mark Sanchez and Kenny Powell. These two guys out
Mark
here
Sanchez
trying to make a difference.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know if anybody chose Mark. I think somebody chose Mark to win this thing, but I don't know if anybody chose Kenny.
Oh, man. Well, I feel bad.
No, actually, I don't think anybody chose Mark. I think we had the 7, we had Bacon, and we had Wachinski. Those were the choices. So whoever's on Signori, way to go. Good choice.
And we are officially cracked through lap 200 at this point. We're on lap 206. Which means we are approaching the 100 lap mark for tonight's race.
Now, Joe, didn't you go to a conference here this past weekend in Chicago, Sims conference?
I did. I went to the Sim Gaming Expo in Schaumburg, Illinois. That was a great show. That was I'll tell you a little bit about that. It was one solid big room filled with different things like vendor booths, simulator rigs, a lot of simulator rigs, PC rigs, and then there was a central area in the middle of the place where they had rows upon rows of spectator seating, followed by a few rows of competitive sim rigs, all set up for people to race in different competitions that were all preset. On a big screen, they had commentators there doing live commentary on a massive screen. Really? It was wild.
I bet that was rough for you to sit back and let those guys fumble all over it.
Amateurs. Absolute no. Yeah, they did such a fantastic job. I was really impressed. It made me want to do it. It made me want to get up there and be like, I want to broadcast a race at the Sim Racing Expo. Oh, gee whiz, So maybe next year.
Like that. The 5 of Wachinski, he's parked that thing down on pit road, and I'm going to say parked it because I don't think Greg's coming back. He'd been down there for a minute. It seemed like it was a little bit of out of sorts. It was an unscheduled pit stop, and I'm just going to say I don't think Greg's going to pull her back on the road. I think he's going to just peek over the wall as he grabbed a couple of tacos and a corn dog and headed out the fence.
Yeah, that sounds like a delicious exit, I gotta say. And we'll be sorry to see him go if that's the case.
He's back
going out.
Track. Yep.
Yay!
I guess that's why he took the corn dogs.
You can hold the corn dog in one hand while you drive with the other side of your hand. Kind of
saying it. I mean, yeah, I could see it. I could see a guy driving down the road eating a corn dog. I mean, would it be judgment? I don't know if I'd judge a guy riding down the road eating a corn dog. Would you? Have you ever
probably not. No.
Eaten a corn dog?
He was doing it safely. That's all. It's just safely drive and eat a corn dog at the same time, which can be done, I'm sure. So just get it done safely, and you're less my problem.
Jay Haney down on pit road now, probably a welcome stop for this guy. Going to be able to come down now and get him some much needed relief in the form of 4 fresh Goodyear tires and a full tank of Sunoco racing fuel.
Yum yum yum.
Look how we put all that in there together. Just worked out. Scotcher fuels.
Yes.
We're slowly
Okay,
getting
folks.
into submission, though. We're getting her there.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Slowly beating this race into submission. This is the ISCA Super Cup Series, Sugarlands Distilling Company. I'm going to call it the 250. Sugarlands Distilling Company 250. And what a race it's been. We've had such a challenge for first place for most of this race that when we finally get into situations like this where first place isn't being challenged, it feels a little strange.
Yeah, just a little lull in the action here as the leader tries to get around the lap car of David Gervais. And then depending on how smooth this transition is, which I assume it will be pretty smooth, that's going to set Sean up for – that's going to shut Sean up.
Oh! 44 hard to the inside wall there.
88.
Oh, it was the 88. I'm sorry. I thought that was the 44. That was David Gervais.
Leader
in the
just
88.
got around that car. Sean just showing us, David showing us there's some of the effects of that new damage model as the hood just flopping around on that Betty. But right there, same spot as earlier. He just kind of rides it into the wall. Almost a dead square impact. 88 bounces off. Caution's going to come out. Hey, look, and how many is that? That's 5. 2 were stages. 2 were not.
That's true.
A lot to unpack, but let's take a step away and get a word from our sponsors, and we'll come back and sort it all out right with you live with Sea Salty.
Getting into this particular business, it was very important for us to make sure that we were putting out the most authentic product. Sugarlands Distilling Company is a fantastic distillery in downtown Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Our goal is to spread across the country. We would love your help in doing that.
Hey folks, welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. The lights are off in the pace car. We are now green, green, green. Here goes Sean Signori leading things off right now here at Bristol Motor Speedway. One more time around, or excuse me, about 100 more times around left here. We're on lap 226 right now, looking for lap 313 to call it quits. So we got a little ways to go, but it's Kenny Powell with a heavy charge out of the outside. Looks like he wants that lead position, and he wants it right now.
Fresh off pit road, he's got a little something to show, little score to settle. That 24 car's been wanting to get up here, and this is a track that Kenny Powell feels that he can perform at pretty good. So he is definitely going to be looking at getting his share and getting into on that leader's book. And you know what, I'm gonna get the pen ready, because Kenny, I think you're gonna be in this leader book. Okay. I hope I didn't just jinx it. Okay, I'll put the pen away. All right, now further back, the 44 car, Randy Drummuller, he is still struggling in 19 of Jay Haney. Haney, who is 2 laps down, he kind of got caught up in that pit road saga, where he kind of pitted and then the pit and then the caution came out. I believe Drummuller and Haney both kind of got caught up in that, and that explains to where they're at here in, being 1 and 2 laps down respectively.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And those 2 laps are not going to come back easily, not at all right now. It's just too small of a track. Everyone's going around too fast. So we'll see how things go in terms of them being able to get that back. But right now, Sean Signori is not getting any breathing room from Kenny Powell. Kenny Powell is very close behind him still signaling, I think, for a pass, if he could try to get one from around Sean Signori.
Yeah, but Kenny's not the only problem that Signori has, because the 29 is right there as well as the 19. Now, we have discussed that the 44 car is a lap down, but that doesn't make him any less of a presence, because his presence is being felt here as the 24 definitely comes to the inside of the 7 car, trying to make this move here to the inside. 7 car stays up a little high, not being able to come all the way down, and the 24 car loses it. Kenny Powell going to contact the 29. Both cars go left and right. Caution comes out for the 3rd time tonight. Besides the stage breaks, let's look at that again. Let's see what happened. Let's unpack it. Powell was definitely running. He was dived in there. He was committed. And remember what I said. You got to figure out which one of these positions you want to finish, because sometimes a finish is good. But right there you see Powell coming in. He's got a good hard head of steam coming in too tight right there. He goes up the racetrack. 29 just kind of hits him on the nose, and those 2 part the ways.
Yeah. That looked like some net code too, potentially there. With Kenny smacking the nose of the 24 or the who's that 29 there?
Man,
what a mangled situation.
The 44, he's going to get his lap back, so that's great news for Randy Drummuller, as he'll be back into the fray here. Got his knife out. Jay Haney's happy because he knows just one more caution. Actually, Jay is going to get. Wait for this. He's excited because he's going to get the wave around. Now, he's got 21 laps on his tires, but he is surely jockeying now, waiting. As soon as those lights go off on the pace car, that 19 is going to be off and away, and he himself is going to be back to the tail end of the lead lap. And just like that, man, we've just changed the entire dynamic of this field. 44 now taking his pit stop, as he'll have to move quick. He'll be rushed, but he should be okay. He just has to get out of there before the leaders come back. Right side zone. Down, left side zone. Down, he's away. Lives to fight another day. Just like that, we've cycled through those pit stops. Field's going to change. The 19 will be released at the line. You'll be watching Haney now. He'll be taking advantage of his wave around. He'll be coming back up. Also scored on a lead lap at this point.
There he goes.
Now, if he were to want to pit, he'd have to pit right now. But I'm going to say pitting now would just undo what he just did. So he has to literally get out here, get around, and get lined up. He's going to have to actually get around the 24, who I believe is being sent to the end of the longest line. Powell been a bad boy somewhere. Probably because his incident there in the contact that he made with the 29 as well as the 44. And 74 laps ago, I mean, everybody's got new shoes, just like the first day of school all over again, Joe.
That's a good analogy too. I like that one. It's just like the first day of school. Got new shoes, new backpack, new lunchbox, maybe.
What? Yeah. Heck yeah. Clean slate, baby.
Mm-hmm. And here they come, getting things ready. The lights are off yet again, I believe, on the pace car at this point. So Sean Signori in front, Mark Sanchez on the outside. That's going to be how we get things started here. Here comes the restart zone.
It's a crappy job.
Sanchez and Signori. Whoa, sorry, Miguel, I missed that. What was that?
We didn't have an outside road. The only car that was on the outside road was the 29 of Mark Sanchez. Everybody else was just kind of staggered ducks behind each other. I mean, what kind of start is that? But I guess that's what it was supposed to be. Nobody got any black flags. Everybody's happy. We are back to green flag racing, so I'm going to shut the heck up and talk about the race. Greg Wojcinski back out there. Greg being scored some 6 laps down. That was my pick, so you can tell why I'm not happy. But yeah, we'll stick to the race because up front, the 7 of Sean Signori, he is out there now. He has a 29 car, though. And Mark Sanchez at this point is dialed in. He is not wanting to lay back. He is not laying. He is driving. He is charging. He's got a 19 right behind him. He's got a 24 behind him. And this right here is a centrifuge of pressure.
Centrifuge of pressure. I like that. High on the outside. That's Jay Haney there in the 19. Miller Light car. Fighting side by side with, who is that there on the inside? That's Kenny Powell.
Remember, Kenny was doing the same thing here just a little bit ago, trying to get around Signore, fighting for what he thought was his share of the lead. I don't think he is going to be relegated here to just being in 3rd place, as Jay Haney actually puts him in 4th. No, Haney's still being scored a lap down. That's my bad. I thought Haney would have actually got his lap back.
I thought so too. That kind of threw me off a little bit, but it looks like Haney is still being scored as a full lap back from the rest of the pack. So he's just kind of hanging out. But he is the only 4 we've got in the lead laps right now are Signori, Sanchez, Powell, and Drumhiller.
Ooh-wee. I mean, that's a salad, right?
Yeah. It sounds like a 1970s era progressive rock band. Hey, have you heard the latest from Signori, Sanchez, Powell, and Drumhiller, man? Oh, it's amazing, man.
See, you gave it a rock band flair. I was thinking more like it was a salad. Like, you got your Sanchez, your Kapow, with the Signor sauce.
Oh, and just a little Drumhiller, but not too much.
Just a little, because a little Drumhiller goes a long way.
Goes a long way. Yeah, I know. It can quickly take over the salad.
Wait. There it is.
Kapow. Signori getting the challenge from Mark Sanchez now. He was down the inside briefly for a second there. Sanchez now just behind Signori. He's got the heat, making the pass at the line if he can. Doesn't have enough on the inside.
Yeah, they got to have to hold some of these passes here a little bit later. There, the 29 definitely is. He is feeling a little raunchy. He is just wanting to get all over that 7 car, but hold on a second there, Mark. We still got plenty of racing left to do. As a matter of fact, I think we've got some 59 laps to go. But Sanchez, I don't think he's going to be denied anymore. I think he's ready to get back up on top of that King Hill there. As he shows his nose to the inside 7 car, still closes it down. 29 car is going to show high, but he is definitely going to dive low again. You can believe he is now starting to set him up for the crossover if nothing else. But last time, he shoved that bumper up his keister.
Yeah, Yeah, it's true. And they give him a little spinny spin. Let's see if they can avoid getting into each other here, as the 29 does clearly want to make the pass. He's found the target. Now he just needs the moment to make the kill, so to speak. And if he can do it, the 29 is going to try to pull it off. Here we go. 29 high on the outside, puts it very close side by side. He's still using that high line. Great exit from the 29. He's got the speed. He takes it away from Sean Signori.
Yeah, you could feel the tension right there from the 29, just seeming like, he had just been back there forever, and he was faster, let me go. Now that he's up front, though, it's going to be on him to maintain that lead, to conserve his tires, and to still be able to fight off these attacks that are going to come here once we're 20 laps, 10 laps to go in this thing.
Yeah, do you think maybe, Big Al, that was a premature move? Would you have waited if you were Sanchez trying to make that pass?
Well, I mean, it just depends on if you are more comfortable defending the position or if you're more comfortable, attacking. So Sanchez obviously is going to feel more centered and based up front, and I think he is anticipating that the 7 car is going to race him square and fair, and maybe it's not so rough as to wreck him. That's another reason why you'll put yourself out in front of somebody. But the 7 car, he is not done yet. Relegated to be in front, he is definitely battling again, and he's gonna be out across the nose of the 29. And he's putting that Toyota back up front, making that, changing the view. What is that saying? Unless you're the lead dog, the view don't change.
That's funny. Yeah, it's exactly right. And it looks like the view has only changed a little bit here, as Sean Signori makes the pass on Mark Sanchez again, back for P1, hopscotching him yet again. So now these two, who have been battling it out for first place this whole race, more or less, are at it yet again, with this time Sean Signori out in front.
And with seemingly nothing to gain or lose. I mean, there's nobody behind these guys. The next car even closer to them is going to be Randy Drumhiller. But Randy's some 3.3 seconds back, so that's not a factor. He just got passed by the 24 Powell, so that puts Powell back on the chase again. So it's really going to come down to what these two decide to do amongst themselves. If they decide to kind of stay in chase and keep sprinting to the end of this thing, they'll be far better off because they won't have as many challengers. But if they try to conserve and they both lay off to try to fight later, I think they're going to have a lot more people up in the mix for the fight.
Yeah, I think you're right. That fight could be really interesting as things go on here. And it has been fairly interesting, I have to say, as things have been going on, Big Al. We've had what could have been a lot more of just sort of that green flag Sunday drive that we kind of expected, but these guys have kept it really competitive. And I think part of it is the car, part of it's the track, and a large part of it is the racers themselves want this to be a competitive race, have been trying to give us a competitive race, and so far have done a really good job of doing so. All eyes on the middle of the pack right now. There's Kenny Powell, 3rd place currently, going around, leading the 88, I believe, of David Gervais. Yes, sir. Powering through it. It looks like Powell's going to lead Gervais through. Right now, they're on lap 273. Still looking for about 40 to go. Alrighty, that car looks. I'm looking at the Kenny Powell's ride here, and the nose looks a little bit beat up, to be honest. I'm not sure if he had time to get that fixed or not, or if that was more recent damage, but that lack of aerodynamics could cost him a little bit.
you know, Kenny's always been sponsored by mistakes and bad decisions. So that's the way that car usually looks. And I just hate to say that because Kenny's my best good buddy, man. But sometimes that 24 car just looks a little rough around the ears.
It does. It absolutely does. But it's so much fun to look at.
Awesome paint. Kenny paints my cars, man. I'm telling you, best painter that I know of right there. That guy, he'll make you sparkle and shine.
Yeah, he clearly knows what he's doing. He's got that down. As now we're on lap 279. Oh, excuse me, almost 279. We're 278 of 313 laps overall.
Yeehaw! Trying to get it.
Yeehaw, it is.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing everything we can. We've been doing our part, Joe. No one can blame us if this thing goes
Not at all.
awry. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been here, you've been here.
No, I think that we've definitely done our part here. This is, this is but I'm going to give credit where credit is also due. We've only gotten to like some more slow-ish racing right around now. These guys have done a pretty good job up until now of keeping this race really competitive, really sparking, even through the stage finishes, during the stages. But this long run, it's kind of lulled some people into complacency a little bit. And it looks like the first victim of that was who was that? That just crashed last.
Oh, Bacon.
Bacon. That was Bacon Zelenka. Yeah. So we'll see how things go. I do like sowing the seeds of just a little discord sometimes when it comes to competitions and competitive games, and I'm just looking forward to how this race is going to play out. Let's see. You got a lot of, heavy feet and good personalities out on the track right now.
Okay. Heavy feet and good personalities. I like it. That sounds like the making of a good old summer barbecue here down south.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Man, we're still watching this thing unfold here. 7 car now has really, really started to stretch it out. He is saying, hey, folks, this is the show you came to see. It's the only one car. It's me. It's a 7. And that 7 comes to the tune of, almost a 2-second lead over the second place car, which is the 29 of Mark Sanchez, who has almost a 3-second lead over the third place car, which is Kenny Powell. So what say you about all of that?
Well, that lead over the third place car, Kenny Powell, that gap, I don't know if it's going to get closed anytime soon, man. Even with a yellow, I think that these kind of gaps are going to form so fast from the rest of the race that we might just stay green the rest of the way. I know it's a little premature to say, but we're on lap 290.
Yeah, I think if it's a yellow, though, if it's a yellow, that's a different scenario because Jay Haney gets his lap back. Now he is back battling for the lead. You got
that's fair.
Back. Because right now he's a lap down still, and that would give him a fighting chance. Plus, that would give Drumhiller another chance to fight because right now, he is getting ready to fall a lap down. And, he can't. Nobody wants that, man. Nobody wants to see. You come here and you work hard. You start at the bottom of this thing, and you go out there and you fight every lap. Nobody gives you nothing. You're greasy, you're tired, your car handles like shit. And for it, what you get the leader in your rearview mirror here getting ready to put you yet a lap down with just freaking 20 laps to go.
Yeah, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that at all.
Just makes you want to hurt a baby dinosaur.
That's right. Forget them baby dinosaurs. as Sean Signori makes the pass here on Randy Drumhiller, who is a lap down. Now only 3 cars currently on the lead lap. Sean Signori, Mark Sanchez, and Kenny Powell are the 3 race leaders for the 1, 2, 3, and they are the current only 3 on the lead lap of tonight's race from Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum, folks. We've seen some battles here tonight. Definitely a few battles. So I've got to say, it's been a fun race to call. A really solid one.
Yeah, indeed, man. It's definitely been a good time. It's always a good time when we get out here, run with these guys, especially when it's unadulterated, when we don't get the cautions, when the race is actually decided by strategy and worth. That's what I love, and I love it when the guys get a chance to come out, take their setup, start at the beginning of the week, hammer it out, come out and then have a true dogfight Thursday night to solidify their efforts. That's what I'm all about it. And we just need more people. If you guys know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, see, I'm gonna say that a different way. If you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, I'll get this up.
I like that. I'll think about that. I'll try to think of who I know.
Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Everybody. From Kid Rock.
Everybody does.
Kid and Play. All of y'all.
Yes, sir.
Not to be name dropping in the chat, but I know Kobe. I didn't say which one.
You know Kobe?
I know Kobe. Ten laps to go.
Just about there.
This thing will be official right here. Sean's still hoping that everything stays together for him, Joe. That's going to be his biggest challenge right now, just keeping the tires on it, keeping it between the lines. The 19 of Jay Haney, his story has been one that has been filled with everything that you can imagine except for victory. These guys have definitely been dealt a crappy hand since they pulled it off the trailer, but they're going to get it done eventually. Next thing, Mark Sanchez. What's his story? Always fast, Joe, but never quite fast enough. 7 laps to go. Just not sitting as high on that podium as he wants to be. And then there's Kenny Powell. He wrecks it with a smile. Every week, Kenny wrecks it with a smile.
Well, he's only got a little bit of time left. 5 laps, in fact. As during that time, we've already cut it down to 5 laps to go.
He's beat it up pretty good. We're just going to call it good right there at that. And then you got my 88 friend, David Gervais. David's a Texas guy. He's also a Marine. So it gets tricky with him with the temperature. Because at a certain temperature, crayons melt. And that's when David starts to make grilled cheese. You know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. And in Texas, the stuff he uses for cheese.
I don't like the sound of that. Not one bit. I'm going to veto it. That's scary. That's scary, Big Al. As we're on lap 311 right now. Getting ready to...
2 to go. 2 to go down.
Yo, it's 2 to go. It's felt like honestly, I got to say, it kind of slid by better than I expected. 2 laps to go here at Bristol. 2 to go. At Bristol, it's about to be the white flag, folks, and when it is, it's going to be Sean Signori flying across the line and grabbing it. Here we go. The white flag is out for the final lap here of the Sugarlands Distilling 250 here at Bristol. There we go. That's the flag, and that's it. Sean Signori takes it away. Mark Sanchez in second. Kenny Powell in third. Jay Haney going to come in 4th on that. Randy Drumhiller in 5th. Greg Wachinski in 6th. Dave Gervais in 7th. Bacon Zelenka in 8th. And Paul Olson in 9th.
Hey, guess what? That's all done.
Yo.
That's in the books here. He's doing his burnout. That's going to be done. He's going round and around and around and around and around. Let's go ahead and score him. We're going to give him a 99-point round and around and around and around and around. And we'll be back to finish our whole progress. Or what is this program? Round and around and around and around. See you soon.
Hey, folks, welcome back to the ISCA Super Cup Series. Super Series, pardon me. Blah, let me try that again. The ISCA Super Cup Series. Thank you very much. I got it right the first time. Welcome back, folks. We're up here in the booth doing the post-race show. Right now, I've got Kenny Powell joining me, talking a little bit about tonight's race through Bristol. Kenny, 313 laps around, and it went, for you, not quite as smoothly. I was a couple of times that you got into it a little bit there. You want to walk us through how your race was from your point of view tonight?
I like Bristol, but I'm ready to move on. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was, I think it was too aggressive racing early on. And then the last little spin there, I got under Sean, and I don't know if we made contact or not, or what exactly happened, but I guess I got loose up under him. Then I had an issue with iRacing, changed a whole lot of stuff this week. And I didn't want to take my tires. I just wanted to check my damage, but I went down pit road and I couldn't figure out the new controls, so I didn't pit, and then I couldn't pit, so that was a fiasco. So all said and done with all that happening to me, it wasn't a bad race, and if you would have told me I was going to be third, I don't know if I'd have taken that, but I'd have been happy with it.
That's absolutely fair. It was one of those kind of races that there was a lot of aggression. We noticed that was kind of sprinkled throughout the race. It wasn't really until the last third there that we kind of saw some of those longer stretches play out. During the last part of the race, do you think you had any more heat in you maybe to try to catch up, or were you pretty much running on empty by the point that we got to that long stretch?
Not sure which point in the race you're talking. I guess right before the pits. Yeah, we were talking about what our pit strategy was going to be, and I had fallen off a little bit because I was messing with my controls, trying to figure out what that pit strategy was going to be and getting ready for that pit. We were going to pit. I was going to run it a little bit longer than directly in the middle. But yeah, I mean, I felt good with the car. Sean and Mark and I ran, nose to tail, the bulk of the race. And, when I went to make that pass there at the end, I was hoping I could get in front, because I hadn't been in front all day, to see what the car was going to be like out front and see if I could stretch my legs. But that didn't come to fruition. So, But all in all, I was happy with the car, happy with the most of the race until I messed it up pitting.
Hey, fair enough, my friend. You were one of the 3 cars that made it to the end of the race on the lead lap. So I got to say congrats to that also. And I got to ask, anybody you want to shout out to tonight for your performance?
I appreciate you guys in the booth. Thank y'all and everybody that's still racing. And of course, my G&G team.
All right, folks. Kenny Powell, you heard it here. That was the 3rd place finisher. Thank you very much, Kenny. And we'll talk to you hopefully in Victory Lane again very soon.
All right, sounds good.
All righty, I'm going to pass it over to Big Al, who's going to talk to Mark Sanchez, 2nd place finisher.
Mark the Dirty Sanchez. Big Al up in the booth, you got me.
Hey, what's up, Big Al?
Hey, man, I tell you what, you've emerged to be one of my favorite drivers here in this league. I was just talking about this, man. You should go back and watch the race there. You'd have to suffer through Joe's commentary, but mine's pretty awesome. But I was just talking about how since this league is split, you have really emerged as the front runner, man. But just unfortunately, you just keep coming up a little bit short. Same story here tonight. What are we missing?
I didn't adjust on my car at that end. I needed to loosen it up. I got really tight on that last run. So that's on me. I just didn't keep up with the adjustments. Sean probably did make the right adjustments. And we were battling pretty hard there. I was trying to get the lead so I could at least get some clean air, and I burned up my tires doing that.
You know, as we call these races, we always try to come up with like, hey, what's the headline of this race? And we try to get that captured just in the process. But for this season, if we could come up with a headline for you with this season, what do you think it would be?
Improvement. I think I've improved. I've learned a lot how to save my tires a little bit more. I think that's been keeping me up in the front a little bit. Just improving every day.
Racecraft. So I would go ahead and brand it and say Sanchez wins big, just not on top of the podium. That's what I would say. Because I mean, look, you guys have come out and I've watched you this year, and I've watched your whole racecraft, your team, everything develop. And to see you guys come out here week in and week out and just come up that short, I mean that's your story right now. So it leads me to say, what after this year? What are you going to do here after this playoff season?
Just practice. That's what I got to do. I got to get better.
Got to get better, man. Solid run for you here tonight. I know you guys worked hard to get it in. Who you shouting out here tonight for your 2nd place overall finish?
My teammates, everyone there in the booth calling the race. Kobe for putting it on, and just thank you guys.
Hey, thank you, Mark, man. And as I always say, don't party too hard, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
That was Mark Sanchez, your 2nd place finisher overall here, and high in those playoff points. Back to you, Joe.
Hey. Time to talk to the 1st place man, Sean Signori. Let's do it. Sean, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing all right up here in the booth. Not as good as you, though, my man. You managed to come up from 6th place all the way up through the field to that 1st place spot with a really good drive early on that set you up in the top slots for the race early in the beginning. Was that your strategy going into tonight's race? Did you have a strategy to tackle Bristol tonight?
Well, I kind of messed up my qualifying and had the wrong setup in, and it showed, starting in 6th, and I was a couple tenths off of the pole, and I kind of wanted to take it easy there at the beginning, but I found myself, getting a couple really cheap spots and kind of hung behind Mark there for a little while and got around him when I could, and me and him just duked it out the whole rest of the way. I felt like there were times he had the better car and there were times I had the better car, and it sucks to see him and Kenny get into that incident. I felt like if that didn't happen, it would have been a lot closer there at the end.
Yeah, I was going to say, at the end, you kind of ran away with it, and you had a really good bit of distance there. None of the lap cars giving you any trouble. Were you pretty confident? When did it hit you that you were going to probably win this race?
Once I saw Mark go to the top, when I saw him in my mirror start running that top line, I knew I had a lot more tire left, and I felt like if he was going to the top, he really wasn't saving much anymore. And at that point, I kind of just set my eyes forward and just kept plugging away, getting those laps done. Laps go by quick here. Next thing I know, it was white flag.
Yeah, laps do go by very quick here, quicker than you'd expect. You see that number start to click by, and before you know it, it's a white flag, and then after that, you're done. And you, my friend, managed to pull that off with grace and aplomb, I have to say. So anybody you want to shout out to or thank for your great performance here tonight?
Shout out you guys. You guys do a pretty good job. You got a pretty tough deck right now with a little bit of a smaller field, but you guys do a great job no matter what the circumstance. And I want to shout out my boy Jay Collins. He's sick right now in the hospital, and he's been in this league for the last couple of races, and just wanted to show him some love and hope he gets better.
All right. Hey, very good. Very good. That was our winner, Sean Signori, tonight. Sean, congratulations again on that gold place finish, and we hopefully will see you again on Victory Lane very soon.
Take it easy, guys. Thanks for putting on a show with us.
All right, our pleasure. And that's going to do it from us up here in the booth. Big Al, what's your takeaway? What's your walk away from this race tonight, Big Al? How you feeling post Bristol there? Let's see if we can.
Sorry. First and foremost, I want to go ahead and shout out Jay, and say, Jay, I talked a lot of shit about you. I wish you was here tonight so I could talk shit about you instead of being in the hospital. But if you're tuning in, get well, son. Get back out of here. Overall, man, thanks to the lead. Thanks for Kenny for putting this on. I know it's exhausting. Trying to come out here and make this production roll on, especially with Kobe down behind the scenes pushing the buttons, just not as many. Thank you, Joe, for putting in your time and your efforts every week just to make this production go off as a success, man. And thanks for the drivers for sticking in there. Thanks for our fans for their continued support. And thank you to all our sponsors.
All right, and once again, I'll say thank you again for Kenny Powell for keeping the lights on. Next week, we're going to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Hopefully, you folks had a good time tonight. I had a great time calling this race here from Bristol, the last great Coliseum. It, as usual, was a great time. And so from everybody here, the ISCA production team, I want to thank you guys for watching and following along. Be sure to follow all the socials. Thanks again to Big Al. Thanks again to Kobe. And thank you, the viewer. Viewers like you are why we do it. So we will see you again next time around. Take care and have a great rest of your week. Good night.
I found the ISCA after I'd been in the service for a long time. I'd been in iRacing for well over a decade and spent most of my time in NASCAR series, a lot of fixed racing for the most part, and really just got to a point in my iRacing career where I really wanted to get involved in open setup racing versus fixed, partially because I was just looking for a little higher level of competition, maybe a little cleaner driving, and maybe get away from some of the challenges that go along with fixed racing on the service. And it took me a while as I was really searching out leagues because I kind of had a very specific thing I was looking for. A, I wanted to be an established league. B, I just really wanted clean, quality drivers to be racing around. And once I found the ISCA, I found out really quick that it was going to check all